welcome to this week's episode of the EFX Loop. I am your host, Byrne. This week we're talking about this guitar. Have you ever seen one of these? You probably have. It's a Squier Classic Vibe 60s Stratocaster. Now, what have I done to it? Is the big question. If you actually watch the videos on my YouTube channel here, you'll know that I changed out these tuners because I have a whole video on what I did with these tuners. I'll link that in the description or at the end of the video, one of those things. But the big thing that I've done to this guitar recently is let's just say, the pickups that come with the guitar aren't terrible. They're not bad pickups. However, I really wanted just something different. I wanted it a little brighter. It was a little too dark for my taste, and there just wasn't a lot of life to them. It was the same thing with the Telecaster. Now, if you've watched my last couple of videos, you've seen that I upgraded the Telecaster pickups. I was gonna shoot myself upgrading this, but honestly, it was so simple that there's not much to look at, and I will tag at the end of this video a video from Fender that shows you how to install a loaded pickguard. Because what I did was I got a Fender loaded pickguard. I could have gotten the white, which would have matched because it was a white pickguard before, but I kind of think the black looks pretty cool with just the black and red. It's kind of classy looking. And these are pure vintage 1965 Fender Stratocaster pickups. So these are supposed to be, my Telecaster is 64 pure vintage pickups, and these are the pure vintage 65 for Strats. Now, honestly, is there a huge difference between the stock pickups in the Squier Classic Vibe 60s and the 65s? It's not huge. I will be honest in saying it's not a huge difference. Is it an improvement? Yes, 100%. I think the bridge is majorly improved. The bridge is much more usable now. It's a little thinner, but it's got attack. It's got that sound that you want out of an actual It sounds like a real Stratocaster. Like when you're playing it, I don't know, just something about it. Like when you're playing it with the Squier pickups, they're not terrible, but they're lacking something. They don't have the punch of like real Fender pickups, or maybe like a boutique brand of pickups or something like that. The neck pickup is far superior than to the, actually they're probably the same, the pickups are probably just the same pickup across all three. But the neck, this in the neck position is far superior to what came with the actual guitar. What came with the actual guitar was kind of muddy, and you couldn't dial out that muddiness. You couldn't adjust out that muddiness. This, you could adjust out the muddiness. But, so was it hard to do this? This is a big question a lot of people want to know. I'm going to tell you, no, it's not hard at all. If you watch the Fender video that I have connected to the end of this video, you will see for yourself that it's so easy. I mean, literally, yes, you do have to do a little bit of soldering. I won't lie. But literally all you need to do is take off the old pickguard. Obviously, you got to take the strings and everything off. Take the old pickguard off. There's a wire that's screwed to the body. It's for ground, even though what's hilarious about it is it's screwed to the body for purposes of ground, but actual Fenders have grounding paint on the body. This doesn't have any grounding paint on the inside of it. So it kind of seems pointless that that's even screwed to the body, to be really honest with you. However, it's screwed to the body. You have to desolder. There's a wire that's soldered to the claw. You have to desolder the wire to the claw. It comes right out once you desolder it. Okay, that's really, aside from that, the only other thing you have to solder is the input jack. So, yeah, you get it all in place, get it down, get the wires in place. Then you have to kind of take the input jack out, and you've got to resolder your input wires, which is really easy to do. I mean, you've got the black wire is the ground, and the white wire is the hot. So it's pretty easy to do. Just resolder it to the claw. Just you know, a little gob of solder, just resolder it back to the spot that it wasn't claw. The claw already has solder on it, so you might not even have to replace the solder. I added a little bit more to make sure it was stable. And yeah, plopped it in place. trying to think, is there anything else that I had to do inside here? No, because everything else was connected. All I had to do was attach the input jack and resolder it to the back. Then you screw it back on. The one major thing is this screw right here for a Classic Vibe. If you get the Fender loaded pick guards, and most loaded pick guards you get actually, unless they're specifically for import guitars off of Amazon and they're kind of cheaply made, they'll have a screw like maybe around here, like right around here. So there's a screw hole right here underneath the pick guard, but there is no screw hole here. The rest of them match up perfectly. Not a problem. This is actually the screws. It doesn't come with screws. This is actually the screws, the Squier screws. So if you wanted to, you could technically not even put this screw in. Because honestly, once it's connected, it doesn't come up. It's solid. It's in place. All these other screws are holding it down nice. This screw right here, I had a screw hole starter, not a drill. I didn't drill a hole. I took like a screw hole starter, pushed it just a little bit. It went right into the poly. No problem. Made a little hole. Then I just screwed that screw right in. Not an issue. It's in there nice and tight. It's solid. It wasn't hard. It wasn't scary. Because that was the one thing I didn't want to do was drill a hole in the body of the guitar. But it was fine. And I have to say, I'm very pleased with the way these pickups sound. This guitar now is the Strat that I've been trying to get for years. Like, I basically took a guitar and made it what I wanted, which is what a lot of people do. I understand that. I don't really use the bridge, the vibrato, the arm, so it's kind of decked to the body. It is loose enough so that if I put the bar in, I can get a little bit of like warble, like kind of like a Bigsby or something if I'd like to. Yeah, like I had a little bit of intonation problem with this guitar. You'll notice that like the high E has to go all the way down. Technically, if I shimmed the neck a little bit more, I could probably get a little bit more out of that. But honestly, if I had to adjust that anymore, I could just remove the spring. And right now it is perfectly intonated, so it's not an issue. It's perfectly intonated. The action is actually quite nice on it right now. It plays really well. So yeah, so that's what I did. This was a Squier Classic Vibe 60s guitar, and I added a Fender loaded pickguard, which costs around $300. I'm not gonna lie. It's not cheap, but it's like it took this guitar and turned it into like a $1,500 sounding. It sounds and plays, as far as I'm concerned, after the little bit of work that I've done on it, as good as like a $1,500 guitar that you would buy from Fender right now, as far as I'm concerned. It sounds and plays as good as that. And the guitar itself only costs $450. So how much money did I put into this, if you think about it that way? These are about 75 bucks, and this is 300. So 375 plus 450, right? So it's what, 5, 6, 7? Yeah, math is not my strong suit. But you know, we're talking around 800 bucks, right? Wait, am I correct? Just over. I think it's like 825, around there, 850. Around the $800 mark is what it cost me. Let's just to turn a Squier Classic Vibe into basically a $1,500 guitar. The only thing that makes this not $1,500 maybe is the body wood, because it's Nayatu, but this is mahogany. If you were to buy one of these, right now there's Fender Standards that are kind of out there, and they're getting a lot of hate on them. I don't know too much about them, so I can't really talk. I only know the videos that I've seen online. But if you were to buy one of those, you get a poplar body, which is the same as the Silver Skies. And I had a Silver Sky, and the poplar body was fine. It's light, you know. This is a little heavier. It's got some heft to it. But, I mean, it's a solid body. I mean, the wood is solid. The guitar is solid. Everything about it plays beautifully. The tuners work great now. I have those locking tuners up there. Those were actually, they're not, are they go-to? No, they're Hip Shot. That's what I put in. So it's a Hip Shot locking tuners and a Fender loaded pickguard with pure vintage 65 Stratocaster pickups. Not bad. Okay, so I'm running this Strat through my PV Classic 20 MH MIDI head, and yes, you can hear. This is like with the bridge pickups, you can hear what these pickups actually sound like. This is through the clean channel, so.
of course, you want your quacky position. This is what, position 2, I guess? I always forget if it's 1. Yeah, I think 1 is considered the bridge. Here's my middle position. Gilmore position. Here's that neck, so. Something like that, so. I mean, if you really want to scoop this and maybe like kick up the brightness a little bit, you probably get give myself a little bit more reverb here. The reverb is actually pretty nice considering it's digital on this. Get a nice little Buddy Holly going on there. Whoops, wait a minute. One of my favorite positions to play in, actually. But no, that's the clean. This sounds really good clean. And so you're probably wondering, how do these take distortion? So let's find out here. I actually don't know that I've done that myself. I'm going to turn down the reverb quite a bit there, so that way we can do this. It's bright, I'll tell you that. I'm going to kick this down to 5 watts. Turn down that reverb a little bit. It's kind of bright there, but it's not bad sounding. Let's put the distortion down just a little bit. No, wait, we want that up. Hold on. Just getting used to this amp, so don't mind me. So yeah, this guitar sounds great, I think. Now I'm actually very happy with it. does what I want a 60s Strat to do, which is awesome. So, yeah.
Hi, my name is Jay Byrne. I am the creator of the EFX Loop and the SFX Loop. It's come to my attention after looking at my YouTube analytics that the majority of my viewers are not subscribed. So if you like this kind of content, please subscribe to the channel if you're so inclined. If you have something to say, leave a comment in the comment section below. Maybe click the notification bell so that way if I make a new video, you'll be notified and you can check it out if it's something that you're interested in. If you like this stuff, like, subscribe, and comment. And I thank you for watching and supporting the EFX Loop and the SFX Loop.